For the first time since the recent spate of sexual assault accusations against Bill Cosby, a woman has spoken with police in a case that may fall within the statute of limitations. The woman in question is 24-year-old Chloe Goins, who told Los Angeles police detectives that Bill Cosby drugged and sexually assaulted her at a Midsummer Night's Dream party at the Playboy Mansion in 2008. Specifically, she says that when she awoke from a blackout, Cosby was standing over her naked. She was 18 years old at the time. Goins met with police detectives yesterday for 2 hours at the LAPD's downtown headquarters. This allegation comes in the wake of a series of allegations that have surfaced over the past several months relating to alleged actions spanning many years. 24 other women have accused Cosby of some form of sexual misconduct. In 2006, Bill Cosby settled a civil lawsuit with a woman who said Cosby had drugged her and sexually assaulted her at his home in Pennsylvania. Martin Singer, an attorney for Cosby, has not yet responded to our request for a statement or our invitation to join us on this program, but in the past has vehemently denied all the allegations against his client in statements to NBC News. Bill Cosby has never been charged. But joining me now exclusively is the attorney for Chloe Goins, Spencer Kuven. Mr. Kuven, here's the first question. My understanding is that the alleged incident falls just outside of the statute of limitations for sexual assault, which I believe is 6 years. Isn't this just an open and shut case just in terms of that problem? How could there possibly be any further criminal proceedings if you're outside the window of the statute of limitations?
Well, Chris, thank you for having me here tonight. I really appreciate it. This is an important topic for all of women across America who have been abused. But to your question, that's not the case, because you're looking at only one statute in California, not all of the statutes. And ultimately, it'll be up to the police and the state's attorney in California to decide whether it falls within any of the statutes that are applicable under the criminal statute and code in California. We leave that up to the attorneys, the state's attorney in California to decide, and the police to use the information that my client gave them and the facts and circumstances of her case may fall within some other criminal statute in California that I'm just not at liberty to discuss right now.
There are going to be people who say this, and the Cosby lawyers have basically said that the spate of allegations that have come out, all very similar to each other, at this point, that you can't trust them precisely because they are all so similar and all this is in the public domain, and so anyone can come forward and make an allegation that hews to the contours of previous allegations and thus imbue it with credibility. What do you say to that?
Everyone must understand that when a woman comes forward with these types of allegations, they don't come forward lightly. This is a very serious accusation, and my client has subjected herself to potential criminal prosecution for false charges if, in fact, the police prove that what she has said is untrue. This was not taken lightly by my client and shouldn't be taken lightly about any of the women that have come forward thus far. Abuse, rape, sexual molestation are all issues that women have to contend with every day in America, and coming forward is certainly not easy. And there are a lot of women that have come forward now that have absolutely nothing to gain other than their self-worth by coming forward.
I'm presuming that if the police find your client credible, they find the allegations credible, there's some sort of corroborating eyewitness testimony, people who remember that night that she was there, this would still be an incredibly difficult case to prosecute, even if it cleared the statute of limitations bar. I'm presuming there's probably no physical evidence. You would be dealing with recollections of a single night at a party at which there's probably alcohol 6 or 7 years ago. I mean, do you think this is a prosecutable case?
I'm certainly not a criminal attorney, so I leave that up to the state's attorney. But what I can say as an attorney is that there's something called habit evidence. And when you have 25 plus women coming forward and testifying before a jury, even if their cases cannot be prosecuted individually, the jury can utilize that evidence as habit evidence to be able to convict someone, and especially Bill Cosby, based upon the circumstantial evidence that's put forward to the jury. So just because there may not be specific evidence that can convict him without any doubt as to her particular allegation, when combined with her story and corroborating witnesses, Absolutely, someone can be
you're
convicted
saying,
under
you're
criminal
saying
law.
that you would imagine a scenario in which, were it to be prosecuted, the prosecutors would move to have testimony from some of the other women who've brought allegations of a set of actions taken by Bill Cosby similar to the ones that your client is alleging.
Absolutely. With any serial offender, what the state's attorneys do is they put forward evidence to show a method of operation, or as a lot of people understand it, an MO. And that MO can be utilized to prosecute a case against an individual defendant based upon one client. But even though the other people cannot be prosecuted, they come forward and tell their story to establish that MO of that serial offender.
Obviously, the Cosby attorneys, I imagine, would fight that very hard. They, of course, say that these allegations are untrue, not specifically your client, who they haven't responded to, but the previous one, Spencer Kuvin. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.